Attuning to safety, trust, and love while you're going through the grief of a loved one. This is an example that I have done for my own life. And I use the love process for self-regulation. And I ended up using this when my spouse was killed in a car accident in 2018. And I intuitively knew my world would ask me to respond from the highest divine part of me while having so many other vulnerable parts show up. Through love, I created my own path. May this help you create your own. You can find the script on primallove.org blog, Attuning to Safety, Trust, Love with the Grief of a Loved One. I apologize in advance if you hear my dogs. L. Listen to what the body is expressing through these tears, this pain, this awareness of wow. My body is feeling so much. My husband is gone. I'm left alone to raise our girls, our dogs. How will I survive? He was the main provider. Sadness, a throbbing head, pain in my body, so many feels. I feel broken, lost, confused, alone. Oh, I now offer my consciousness a new perspective from my divine self, the part of me that can never break, hurt, or feel broken. I now ask the highest part of me to come and have a nice chat. So, superconscious higher self, will you please come out and chat with these parts of me that feel conflicted and lost, the parts that have felt the physical absence of my spouse, the part that hates the world for moving on when I'm in so much pain, the parts that feel victimized by this experience. And my superconscious higher self said, I am here, love. Yes. I offer to heal these parts that are crying out for safety, trust, and love. I assure them that they are being seen. And I see you. I hear you. I witness you in your agony from this experience. I embrace you with wholeness. And I ground you with my golden ball of light and love. I submerge your whole being in this energy field, the field of oneness. The field of pure divine primal love where safety and trust reign supreme. I am here to remind you that the physical body has limitations and the spiritual body doesn't. I am here to remind you to join me in oneness, to join me in the zero field where I can heal you. And I can rise, and you can rise up to your highest self when you join me in this field of possibilities. Superconscious higher self, remind these parts that it's okay to live again and heal. It's okay to rise and allow the experience to be a catalyst for transformation. Superconscious higher self, remind these parts that grieving is a process of life And it helps us to heal at our core. Remind them that life is unpredictable. Loss is unexpected, no matter how prepared we think we are. It's how we respond to the experience along the journey. It's okay to feel the feels and process the emotions. And in time, let the story go. Release it once it has served its greatest purpose. Superconscious higher self. Show the parts that still feel lost and unsafe. That life reflects us what we are willing to see. Safety and trust are our birthrights, and we can open our hearts up to this energy again after the initial shock has been processed, the shock of the physical body dying. Superconscious higher self, remind the parts that death does not exist at a spiritual soul level. There is no death, just continuation. Remind them that when the time is right and grief has been processed, they will feel this truth. And for now, it's okay to not be okay. Superconscious higher self, remind these parts that our heart was meant to sustain injury because we are sustained by love and we were meant to heal. Our bodies know how long the process needs to take, and any longer simply robs us of our vital life force. Visualize from superconscious higher self. What would you feel like if you completely processed the grief of loss and were able to fully live again? What would your heart feel like? What would your spouse, friend, or others feel like from the other side? What message would they give you? How would you feel if it was you who died, looking at how your loved one processed your loss? What would the divine God in you do? What limitations would you remove from your field and your life if you process the emotions of this deep loss and were able to see that this in fact was for your greatest good? This one took me years to accept. Personal. I would see myself living a life my partner would be proud of, my loved one would be proud of. I wouldn't want them suffering if I had died to the physical body. I would remember that on the non-physical side, we no longer have bodies to limit our perceptions or weigh us down. I can feel the message my loved one gives me from the other side, and I know they would be messages of inspiration and love, thus bringing me back to safety and trust full of primal love. A love that can never die in any form. A love that has existed since the beginning of time. A love that knows no separation, no distance, as I am reminded that love never dies. It only changes. And I can allow it to grow in me as I focus on my heart's wisdom and the wisdom of this deep experience to accept and surrender to that which I cannot change. Only can I feel a deeper connection to my loved one on the other side, because now they are complete, unconditional love. The divine God in me sees the higher perspectives when I am ready to let the pain go, the sadness go, the uncertainty becomes certain that this too shall pass in a way that is for my highest good. I remove all limitations that keep me in bondage and scarcity, because I did the deep processing work to heal my heart and return to the wisdom of it. And I elevate the emotional field with love and light. And as I am reminded by my superconscious higher self, that the parts have returned home to the oneness, that they are now better able to show up in life. They are now integrated into wholeness, where trust and safety and love abide in abundance. We are now better off joining the divine nature in us. We are better able to make decisions from the quantum field of nothingness, thus creating greatness, wholeness, powerfulness. And as we are integrated, I can feel this energy running down into my head, to every part of my being, my limbs, my cells, my blood, my aura, all that is one, down into the resonance of the earth's core, transmuting all that no longer serves me at the pace it can handle, a bit at a time, into the pure green loving light of the heart. I step into the feelings of the highest perspectives to hold space for me until I am able to hold space for myself. I am so proud of myself for doing this work and seeing that I still have a beautiful life ahead of me as I create from flow. And so it is, disconnecting now. A little backstory. On Mother's Day of 2018, my spouse, the physical aspect of my spouse, was killed in a car accident. And knowing that that was his exit choice, brought me some comfort. However, when I started grieving and mourning the physical aspect, the absence of the body, I started creating attunements for myself. And I hope that this attunement will help you. I chose to mourn and grieve in my own way, as I grieved from a spiritual perspective. I was careful not to use spirituality as a method to escape my reality that was going on. So enjoy in kindness. Enjoy this. May you heal a little bit at a time. May you heal a little bit at a time. And then one day you will just realize how much you've healed.